Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fantastic and fabulous, my friends. Let's get it going here, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Geminis here as we get close to Scorpio season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini, please. What's happening in mid to late October for my good friends? Okay. The deck is acting a little jumbly. He wants to talk to you. There we go. Oh, all right. We do have the Oracle card that I linked to you, right? You see those twins there looking through the mask? Now, that is a big card that represents perspective and how you view situations, but it does have a little bit of a difference in a Gemini reading. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So, we see these two individuals. They look like twins, and they're both peering out of that mask. And I already mentioned that, yes, this isn't a tarot deck I'm using. It's an oracle, but it just screams Gemini energy to me. So in a Gemini reading, it could speak about self-confidence, how you're viewing yourself, how you're viewing the situation. The self is very important in this time for one reason or another. Okay, so whether it's how you view yourself or the self-confidence you have. But I always link this card to perspective. Notice it's two people looking out of the same mask. So just know whatever situations you're dealing with, whether they're good, bad, in between, Spirit could be asking you to try to take a look at it from a different vantage point, whether it's being empathetic and putting yourself in someone else's shoes, or if you're going through a problem, take yourself out of the situation and think like, okay, if I was on the outside looking in, how would I handle it? Okay, that could be a big solution for a lot of you when this card is here. This could also represent appearances, like how something seems. So there could be certain things going on where it might seem a little rough, but it might not be as bad. Let's just put them down over there for now. And we're going to get into tarot. I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Geminis. What do we got going on? And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Explosive Warning. There was a lot of volatile energy I was picking up last week. It was like fire-air combination where things could be popping off out of nowhere. Felt like there were some towers. And I will say this, for the past few weeks, there's been some challenging energies coming towards the Gemini collective. So I hope you haven't been going through too much, my friends. But yeah, we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Gemini to start. What is happening for my good friends? Thank you. Okay, so the Magician. Could be very good in the first position. Big card of manifesting and creating. And we'll see what that's about. It all really depends on what cards surround that Magician, but I usually think that's a good thing. Master of all elements. Okay. So 2 cards popped out together. We have the Sun, which is the most optimal card in the whole entire deck. It's one of the most positive. And we also have the Devil, which could be a big challenge. So notice how it's like, all right, we have extremes of energy showing up here, Gemini, where it's like all good or all rough. I'm not picking up a lot of gray area. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But yeah, first look, first glance, we still do have some of this fire type of energy. All major arcana here. Now, I always say major arcana, they represent big themes, big energies that are working through our life right now with the Magician, the Sun, and the Devil. Fire element here, master of all elements there, and the Devil, earth. Okay. So a lot of times when I see earth and fire, they represent the outer world, whereas like swords and cups are the inside, like the mind and the emotion. These are things that are outside of us. So whether it's the material world we live in or things that might be out of your control, that's another vibe I'm getting here. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out because they all have distinct flavors. So position number one, we have the magician. And I would say, I'll just go through a list of some of the things that this could represent. You see the magician, master of all elements. We have swords, wands, cups, pentacles. It's all here. This is a big card of manifesting and creating. So just know in this time, the powers of manifesting and creating things that you want are heightened when this magician is here. So I think that's a fantastic thing for you to lean into. The magician could represent spirituality, it could represent ritual, it could represent spiritual works. This is usually a very good thing. It could also represent somebody who's wanting to get back control of something. Now, since we are dealing with matters of control, that's where the rougher side of this magician comes in. Sure, it could talk about some dicey, dark spirituality. We're not going to walk down that road because it's a general spread. But when I see the magician, I think of somebody that has to have control, or situations where we have none, where it's like, okay, well, I kind of just have to let this go along, or something might be out of my hands whenever the magician is here. But remember, this could be very positive. But the thing that is extra intriguing to me here, Gemini, is the lack of gray area that I'm seeing. Okay, so for some of you, hey, maybe things are awesome and fantastic. Maybe things are pretty rough, because I feel like these are two very strong extremes of energy we're picking up coming up. So position number two, we have the sun, and this should put a smile on our face, right? You see that sun, it's smiling at us. And again, this is the most positive card in the deck. I think most readers would agree. This does connect to Leo energy. Now, if you're not connected to Leo, again, I feel like this is source energy. It's love, it's light, it's a life. It's that beautiful energy that courses down from the universe to us. So this is really good. It's life-giving, right? But another energy that I link to the sun is the fact that it reveals things, it makes things clear. Nothing can hide under the rays of the sun. So for a lot of Geminis in this time, you might be having aha moments. You might be seeing things with clarity when this is here, or either that or you're searching for it when the sun is in the mix. This is extremely optimistic and happy. But again, we have this counterbalance energy off here on the side, where it's like, okay, this is amazing, but this other one is pretty rough. Now, on the back end, and that's the one rough side of the sun, I'll mention that, is that it could be very intense. That's like one of the challenges of this card, because yes, it's very positive, but it could be extremely intense. On the back end here, we have the devil. Okay, now I'm not going to sit here and berate this card. Every card has positives and challenges. For a portion of you, might be connected to a Capricorn when the devil's here. Okay, and they get that card because of the goat symbolism. So if you're cross-watching Capricorn, don't get upset with me. It's only the goat symbolism that we're talking about here. But what does the devil speak about? It's the material world. Okay, so work, money, finances. The devil energy, think of it as similar to the Hierophant where it's planted. So we think of situations you may have been dealing with for a long time. We're thinking of tough things. This could be obsessions, this could be overthinking, this could be addictions, this could be jealous individuals, these could be any sort of toxicity. That's what the devil represents. But aside from that, if we're not talking about any of that other stuff, to me, it's just something that's sticking around. So whether it's a situation, whether it's an emotion, it's like, okay, this is not leaving. This is still here for whatever reason. So again, this could be a situation that you might want to take seriously when the devil is in the mix, but can you really control it is the question. Okay, especially with the sun, and we have a whole mixture of stuff happening here, Gemini. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's happening. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that magician. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the magician here? What is happening? Thank you. Okay, Ten of Pentacles in reverse makes sense with the energy we were seeing last week. This is somebody absolutely thirsting for a change in a situation, that's for sure. Because and it's like the opposing energy I've been picking up since the beginning. The devil, very planted, it's in ground, in place. The Ten Pentacles is usually the same, but notice that it's in reverse. So when I see the Magician with this Ten of Pentacles, it's like, no, I got to switch this up, or I want to change this up. This isn't how it's supposed to be. That's like the energy that's coming to me. It's like, all right, well, this isn't how it's supposed to be. This isn't right, so I have to change it. I want to change it. I wish I could change it. It's like giving me these kind of energies. Now, the Ten of Pentacles hits some of the themes we're already seeing. In the upright, it's one of the best cards. It's level up type of energy. It could speak about family situations. It could speak about living situations and the home. And again, it's very planted, earthy energy. In reverse, it's like, nope, upheaval. Like, this ain't working. I want to switch it up. I want to make it change. So we're at least seeing somebody thirsting for a change, where it's like, no, this isn't working. This isn't how it's supposed to be. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Like, this isn't how it's supposed to be, or that's not how it was supposed to be. It's very peculiar, but we're just going to keep moving. Again, we see the intention here with the Magician and the Ten of Pentacles. It's like, okay, we got to switch this up. Let's keep moving to the Sun. Now, I will say this. If you are in any situations in this time where you feel like you need to have a change or to switch it up, or it's not to your liking, with the Magician and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, that does give you the energy to lean into, to manifest your way out of something. And it's not just visualizing it. You also have to make action. But I do feel like you can manifest something to change. Let's see what's up with that, the Sun. Let's see what's up with that. So why is the Sun here for the Geminis, please? Thank you. Chariot. Okay. So to me, when I see this, I feel like someone thinks something should be easier. Now, this could be very good energy coming towards you, but there might be a cost where it's like, oh yeah, we're getting good results. This is moving quick, but there might be a cost to that. Aside from that, when I see the Sun and the Chariot and the upright, it's very powerful, very intense. So just know the energies you're experiencing, the ups, the downs, the in-betweens, feel very, very intense. And I've been picking that up since the beginning with all the stuff up top. Now, the Chariot is either going towards or away from something. Normally, it's a card of action, distance. And to me, it's just moving in real hot. So I feel like it's really a matter of perspective, like we saw in the beginning. Either one, someone feels like, all right, this should be easier than it is. Like, this should be simple. This should be easy. This should be no problem. This should go very smooth. But is that realistic? That's kind of what I'm asking myself here. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, the energy's available. It could. The energy could shift this way, but is it realistic that it's going to? That's the thing. But you have the magnetism in this time. That's another thing I want to mention. Like with the Magician, now all this stuff in the center, you do have the magnetism to really manifest something towards you, but it might not be as easy as you think it will be. So I'm just going to be honest with you there. There could be a situation where the resolution, it's not going to be simple. It doesn't feel like it's simple and easy. It feels like it should be a process. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving over to that Devil, and we'll see what's up. Because maybe we'll balance off this energy. So why is the Devil in the mix here for you? Thank you. Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. Okay. So for a lot of Geminis out there, if you are going through any situations that you deem as serious or important, I feel a lot of clarity within this spread. Okay, so even if there is something where like you're a little confused or you're a little in the dark, that's not going to last for long. It's all about being honest with yourself here, okay? And I'm not trying to come at anybody in a harsh way. When I see the Devil and the Ace of Swords, it's like, okay, well, you need to be honest with yourself about something, or you need to be honest with somebody else. Do you like it? Do you not? Is it working for you? Is it not? Now, in life, there is gray area. I know never in life are things very simple, straightforward, cut and dry. But when I see these, it's like, all right, well, you know which is the best route. You know which one is not. But aside from that, when I see the Devils with the Ace of Swords, the way to resolve this energy, whatever this serious or important situation here on the back end, is just being honest with yourself and to those around you about it. Again, if you don't have clarity in this time about it, or if there's something about it that feels off or confuses you, I feel clarity coming in with this Ace of Swords, and then with the sun in the center, it's like, all right, we're casting light on it, which is good. So now's a great time for Gemini to do problem resolution or to figure things out. So I feel like this is a bit of a mixed bag. It's not as harsh as it was the last couple of weeks. This can be very good. But yeah, there's something about being honest with yourself here. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into a shadow card. Again, mixed bag. Half of it's very good. Half of it, I mean, we got some problems. But position number one, we have the Magician with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is somebody like really thirsting to switch something up, where it's like, I got to switch it up. I got to change this. And the energy is available to do so. Is it going to come super easy? No. I don't feel like it's something that's going to be just handed out. But I do feel like you could really manifest a lot of things in this time. But yeah, this is that big change energy in the front. Into the center, we have the sun with the Chariot. Yeah, there's good stuff coming in. That's nice. But it's all about resolving this here on the back. There could be a situation where you feel like it should be easier, or it shouldn't be that hard. But I feel like it's going to be a process for one reason or another. Moving to the back end, we have the Devil with the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. So I feel like this is the medicine for whatever the situation is. And yeah, I did say, like, maybe some of you are dealing with a serious or an important situation in this time. And as you should take it as such. But a big thing here is finding clarity and being honest with yourself. That's just the energy that came through to me. Okay, be honest with others, be honest with yourself, see it for what it is. It is what it is. That's kind of the vibe. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay. And yeah, let's see what's up. I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members out there. But let's get it going. What do we have in the shadows for Gemini, please? Thank you. Eight of Wands, big card of communication. So this kind of fits the theme as well, like with the Chariot and the Ace of Swords. These are big communicator cards. The Eight of Wands is about making forward momentum, forward progress, and that's kind of what we had here in the middle as well. Big fire energy. So I do feel for a lot of Geminis in this time, where you're putting your energy and attention is where you're going to see the biggest results. So if there's a situation or problem you're just trying to keep out of your mind and you're just leaving it over there for now, when I see this card, it's like, all right, well, if you really want to resolve it, if you put your attention and intention towards it, you can really fix this. Because this is forward movement, like we see here in the center. So I do like it. Now, the Eight of Wands is also one of the biggest cards of communication, conversation, especially with like the Ace of Swords and the Devil here on the back end. So for a lot of you, communication and how you communicate your thoughts and feelings could be extra important in this time. What you say and how you say it when this card is in the shadows. So yeah, Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.